yoga helps release tension in the body. What I found is that yoga is effective for bodies that are not extremely dense. So if somebody's body is a little relaxed already, is a little calm already, yoga is very effective for helping to release the tension more. But if you have a body that is very dense, very stiff, your body was a tree. Your body was this really small little tree, like this thick. It may not be really difficult to cut it down, even if you had a dull knife. It may still take a little while, but you're cutting it, but it will cut down pretty quick because it's not very thick. But imagine if you had a really big tree, a dull knife, and you're slicing at it. It will take a very, very long time to go and cut this tree down because the tree is so dense and so big. And so when we use methods like yoga, when we use methods like meditation, like breathing, like all of these things independently, it's like using a dull knife or maybe a sharp knife, depending on certain methods. But what we want to do is we want to not use a knife at all. We want to use an axe. We have this tree. And so the method that we want to use, we want to be the most effective so we can chop down this tree the best. And so therefore, the methods of practice that we want to use to release tension, we want the method to be powerful enough for the type of body that we have. So your body is pretty loose, you're decently flexible, and you're kind of calm already, and you feel that yoga is helping you relax a lot, then that's perfect for you. You don't really need anything else, for relaxing. However, if somebody else has another type of body that is more dense, that is more stiff, it may take them a long time to use only yoga as a way to release tension. So then they want to also do strength training to release the tension. This way it allows them to exert a lot of that excess energy that yoga doesn't have. It doesn't have enough explosive power in yoga. But then they also want to go and make sure they're not decreasing their mobility. So they do part 1 of energy flow, where they do the moves like the twists and the arm circles, and they do the stomach massages, and they do tap massage, so they can hit all the specific areas in the body, and they can release tension in all the specific little areas, while at the same time they can stimulate the body and release tension with another tool, the tool of tapping, versus just only stretching the body. Why not use another tool if you need it? If you don't need it, then it's all good, right? You're not going to take an axe to go ahead and cut bread. You would just use this butter knife. So it really depends on your body. And how do you know what you need? How do you know if your body needs it? Well, a way to look at it is just see, how often are you getting stressed? How often do you get frustrated? How often do you get worried? How often do you get angry? How often do you get scared, depressed, lonely? How often is this happening? If this is happening once a week versus 3 times a week, every day, next question is, how much of it do you want to put up with? If you're okay with it once a week, okay. You don't need to do anything, then you're okay with it. If it's happening every day and you're okay with it, okay. You're okay with it. When people are okay with it, there's nothing they need to do. But they will still experience what it is. But if you're not okay with it, and you see this is happening constantly, and you're doing yoga or you're doing breath work and you're doing meditation and this is still happening, you're still getting stressed, let me tell you right now, change it. I couldn't have told you this 6 years ago, 7 years ago, because I didn't know any better. But I do know better now. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. And I'm telling you, you don't have to deal with it. Okay? It's not that, I'm not saying that you'll never get stressed, that you never get angry. That will be impossible to do. You can't control all the stuff out there. You can't control the world. Greatly reduce the stress, reduce the worry, the frustration. Okay? I'm telling you, you can greatly reduce it. And if the methods that you're doing is not allowing you to reduce it because you're still feeling it more, then it's time to go ahead and try this practice. That's what flow training is all about. Okay? Because for me, I wasn't able to go and let go of all of the tension that I had. Now, maybe because my body, I came from a bodybuilder body, so I had a lot of dense muscles. But I was very flexible for being a bodybuilder. But still, I still, that was my body. And I found that yoga alone wasn't able to release the energy. Not fast enough. Okay? When I was doing, for some of you guys that know my story, when I was doing 4 hours of practice every single day, it worked. It did work. But it wasn't fast enough. I did yoga, but I worked out, did all this stuff, and it worked. And I looked, and I was like, I can't keep this up. What can I do to make a more effective way of doing it? How can I get rid of tension faster? Because I got a life. And if I want to help other people, nobody's going to want to do a 4-hour practice to get rid of tension. It's not going to work. So that's what flow training is. It's combining the most effective ones. So this way we can get rid of it the fastest possible. And we can teach our body and our mind to not accumulate anymore, to not create more of it. If not, we're letting go of the old and then we keep accumulating on a daily basis. It's not going to do any good. You see? And that's the thing that I find with yoga, with exercise, with breath work. Nobody is teaching this on a very in-depth level. I've searched, that's why I know. Nobody is specifically teaching people how to let go of tension. They're putting their attention in all these other areas. But letting go of tension is the foundational ability that a person needs to know how to do if they want to have peace, if they want to be happy, if they want to be joyful, if they want to have freedom. Without